What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? How y'all doing today? Yes, welcome to Unfiltered News. It is good to see you. Let's go to the sanctuary, see who's sitting in the church today. All right, Stephen Day, always good to see you, my brother. Don GQ, what's going on, man? Good conversation last night with you on the panel. Last night at Talk Tuesday. All right, Brittany B, the gorgeous and wonderful Brittany B is in the building. Brittany, how are you today, hon? TR Baby 23, the lovely OG Patrice is in the building. OG. Jenny, no words for Jenny. You know, Jenny, the lovely Jenny's in the building today. Good to see you, Jenny. Always good to have you here. Let's see here. Who else is here? All right. Now, Brittany, you don't leave my music alone. No, I like it. And she said, look, guys, we got to laugh this morning. Look, she said, what in the Marvel music into music is going on here? I love it. Then she said, what in the Simba is running back home music is this? One more. What is this? I'm crossing the finish line. Music is going on. Man, I love it. So, guys, thank you for loving that intro, man. I always try to bring the theatrics and dramatics to, I think that's important to have that. And people get used to it when they hear it. They can be in the bathroom. They know, hey, man, Black Man Unfiltered News is on. You know, and I made one for every show. So you're never going to get the same one. Every show has a different intro and outro. But anyway, it is good to see you guys. We're going to go ahead and hop right in today. Today, we're talking about something that started in the feminist movement. And as it started with all white women. And then the white women say, you know what? Let's use some black people to do this too. And to this day, we're still using it. Under the same umbrella, just under the same umbrella, same motive, same plans, same everything, just different management. So today, we're going to talk about Planned Parenthood. And we're going to talk about where it started. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull this picture up of Mrs. Sanger. Her name is Margaret Sanger. She is the person that came up with this idea. And we're going to look at the lovely Sanger here. As I pull her up. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's pull up Carrie's grandmother. Okay, there we go. All right, let me share the screen, and we'll get to work here. This, guys, is Margaret Sanger. Guys, you already know I go to the chat. If you know who this is, if you've heard of this woman before, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I'll wait. I got time. I'm going to check my phone messages while y'all go ahead and put that 1 in the chat. If you know who this is, put a 1 in the chat. If you have no idea who this is, put a 2 in the chat. All right, look at this, man. Drell said he knows. Don said he knows. Jenny knows. OG Patrice knows. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get my Denzel impression. All right. Okay. All right. I know you know. We're gonna figure it out. No, Brittany B. She was not with Motown Music. I don't know what the hell that. Oh, did she just say? Okay. Brittany. Alcohol early in the morning. So this is Margaret Sanger. And today we're going to get to know who she is because she's very prominent in the Black community. Yes, she's an activist in the Black community. Yeah, she is. Yes, she's an activist. Take a good look at her. Breathe her in. Take all the mothball smell in from her dress. Just breathe it in because we're about to break her down. So get a good look at her before we break her down. Okay? She's an activist in the Black community and not the way you believe she is. And this is going to be a wake-up call to all our Black women. I want you to really, really listen today. All the Black fathers to be, or Black fathers that are championing to be fathers. Listen today. This woman here birthed something that Black women took to a whole nother level for. And guess what? She used Black people to get there. She became prominent because she used the Black community. Before this lady, there was husband, wife, children in the home, children being born, right? And after this lady, matter of fact, OG Patrice just said it. I couldn't have said it better. She's a detriment to the Black communities. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and break her down. Y'all breathe her in. Did y'all get that mothball off the dress? Breathe her in. Everybody take a deep breath. Because we're about to take a journey through this sadistic and evil wench. Okay. All right. So let's move forward. This is Margaret Sanger. Let's move forward. Let's take her down. Literally. All right. Miss Margaret Sanger is an activist in the Black neighborhoods. She's amazing to the community. She has been a pillar to the Black community. And I want to tell you guys why. All right. First of all, just to give you guys a viewpoint of what I'm looking at here. Everybody know the USA Today, credible, right? Credible company, news company. I'm going to share their article first. And if you look at this article, it says, remove statues of, New York. Yeah, it was New York. Remove statues of Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood founder, tied to eugenics and racism. No, not Planned Parenthood. That 8 out of 10 girls that go to Planned Parenthood are Black. No, that's the statistic for if you want to Google that, guys, go ahead. Hey, go. As a matter of fact, since I got Brittany B and Jenny in the group, can we look at the ratio of women who go into Planned Parenthood every day? Look at Franklin. Listen to this, guys. Listen. Siberian tundra. You gotta be careful talking around Google. They just start talking out of nowhere. But anyway, Jenny, can you guys look up the ratio of Black women versus white women who go to Parenthood, Planned Parenthood every year to delete babies? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, let's take a look at this. As we're reading, it says, all across America, videos of activists attacking statues plays a loop while some political leaders voice their support for removing all reminders of people whose personal histories put them in a negative light, and asking for the United States Capitol to be cleansed of Confederate statues, which I agree. I don't care what nobody say. Leave them statues to hell no. It's like a woman being assaulted by a man, and then every day on her way to work, she got to pass a statue of him. That's PTSD at its worst. Good God Almighty. I don't care if it don't change laws that the statues were being removed. I don't give a damn that it does not change laws. Remove them. We need to go to, matter of fact, Washington, D.C. I couldn't be president. Oh no, my first day. I want you to take all the bulldozers we have in Washington, D.C., and I want you to take them all, and I want you to go down in the plaza, and I want you to remove everything but Martin Luther King. Everything. But Martin Luther King. Because all these men are guilty of the detriment of African American people. All of them. Let's continue. It says, in asking for the U.S. Capitol to be cleansed of Confederate statues, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and they must go because their efforts were to achieve such a plainly racist end. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, the ex New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, he got that sexual assault case. He's been dismissed. Said on the NBC's Today Show that removing statues is a healthy expression of priorities and values. It says here, for those identifying historical figures, with racist roots who should be removed from public view because of their evil histories. Planned Parenthood's founder. Let me go ahead and highlight that. Y'all see this? Let's go down. I'm gonna highlight this whole thing. Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger must join that list in promoting birth control. Uh-oh. Birth control is not good for women? No, it is definitely not good for you women, especially women of color. That your gene setup is way different than those of your counterparts. That is a fact. OG Patrice put that information in the chat so they can read about the Eve gene that all black women carry, that no other race of women have. Put that in the chat, OG Patrice. I need you to do that so they can read that. We're going to work at the same time today. All right, so it says here, she advanced the controversial Negro Project. What? The Negro Project? Wait a minute. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. The Negro. Let me zoom in a little bit. Or out. Okay, guys. Watch this. We're gonna have a little class here today. Y'all read that. I gotta take care of something real quick. Just read that part right there. I'll be right back. All right. Y'all done? All right. Negro Project wrote in her own autobiography about speaking to the Ku Klux Klan group and advocating for eugenics approach to breeding, for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. Now, I wonder, oh, no problem, Jenny. I wonder, what group of people could she be talking about? I wonder what group of people she's talking about. Guys, if you're just getting here, thank you so much for being a part of Black Men Unfiltered Network today and Unfiltered News. Thank you. Go ahead. It's 15 people in here right now and growing. Can you please go ahead and hit the like button when you come in? And also, if you're here for the first time, thank you. Welcome to the sanctuary. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get this and other shows like this on my network pretty much every day now. All right. So let's go back to this. Now, I know she didn't talk to the Ku Klux Klan, the Negro Project. What? Okay. We got to get receipts. So maybe I looked up receipts. Bam! Hey, Wikipedia, I love you. So if we look at the Negro Project, let's go down here to Sanger's vision. I know what it says up here what the Negro Project is, but I want to go down. But I'm going to go to the comments first. Brittany B says, hey, Adrian, how are you doing, hon? Brittany B says, first thing they want to do is give birth control to help you get pregnant. Mm-hmm. Planned Parenthood and the history of eugenics. Adrian, you are very intelligent. You call me after this is over. So then, OG Patrice, as I requested, she's so beautiful. OG Patrice says the Eve gene, aka mitochondrial Eve. Yes, yeah. OG Patrice, get ready to cam up in a minute because I want you to tell people what that Eve gene is. So get ready to come on in a minute. I want you to explain what that is, right? Real quick in it. So I'll let you know when it come up, but I'm just preparing you right now because I'm gonna have you come up in a minute. So, Brittany B said I saw information from 2008 and I got a whole plant stopped looking for that. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you, Brittany B. Thank you. She got a team over there working. All right, virtual hugs to you too, Jenny. All right, so listen. Sanger's vision for the Negro Project. As a result of the National Emergency Council's 1938 report of the economic conditions of the South. What was going on in the South in 1938? I don't know. Maybe y'all could tell me in the comments. A report which cited the region as the nation's primary economic concern. National attention shifted toward the fixing issues of Southern poverty, birth control, Activists, including Margaret Sanger, believed that one way to combat Southern poverty was through increased access to birth control. And Sanger aimed to tackle Southern poverty by addressing Black Southern poverty in particular. Now, today, let's fast forward to 2021. Let's fast forward to 2022. What females are out here right now in the feminist movement are in a movement to do the same thing that she was doing then? Now, I'm embarrassed to say this because I think that the lady that I'm about to say her name, because I don't care, I'm about to say her name, but I think the lady that's doing this right now about deleting all Black boy babies, right now, she has a platform and she's saying delete all Black babies. And we talk about accountability. Well, hell, here we go. So, but I think that she's really a white woman that tripped and failed in some chocolate. I don't really truly believe that she's Black. I think she tripped and fell in a barbecue pit with coals that melted into her skin and caused her complexion. Because there is no way that I heard a Black woman on a platform say the same things that Margaret Sanger said in 1938 about deleting Black babies. Deleting Black babies. I can't believe that I'm going to show you a picture of her. I can't believe that the same thing is happening in 2022 with white women as well, but they always use the Black women to do it. It's just like the national anthem. The national anthem, we all know what it stands for. We know how racist it is. Let me look this woman up. Here she is right here. Where's she at? Oh, there she is, little muskrat. You see her? Cynthia G. You see her? This woman right here. You see her? There she is. This woman right here, right? This mannequin is saying, has a platform that says, delete all Black, if you want to stop crime, you should delete all Black male babies. This is the new Margaret Sanger. She's not Black, guys. I'm telling you, I think she tripped and fell at the chocolate factory one day. And she got up and the chocolate melted into her skin. Either that or she fell into something dark or went to a dark place for a long time in a cave or I don't know. But she has a super tan. She's tan. There's no way this Black woman is promoting this type of behavior. This woman right here, this woman right here, this picture right here. I really like this one because she looks like Cruella de Vil. But this one right here, this one says that delete, if you want crime to end, delete all Black male babies, and you won't have to worry about the crime rate going up. But we're gonna do a whole show on this Neanderthal. Okay, we'll get her later. But let's go back to the Negro Project here. So, drawing up upon previous experience with opening a successful birth control clinic in Harlem, New York, her first birth control spot was in Harlem. So you weren't really trying to do it on a national level. You were truly sticking to what you said about doing it in the areas that have people with Black skin, and you want to do it in areas of poverty. But my thing to you is, if it's areas of poverty, then those people were disproportionately put in those areas by redlining. Right? If you guys don't know what redlining is, we got to do a show on that as well. Redlining is when a whole bunch of people get together, a whole bunch of white folks get together in government and government statues, and they say, we're going to take all the niggas and we're going to put them all in one area, and we're going to put them all in one area of the city, and then we're going to not let them progress outside of it. And once they're in that area, then we're going to make them dependent on us. So when we make them dependent on us, right, we have to come up with a plan because we can sacrifice some money to feed them. Well, we got to come up with a plan to destroy the strength of the family. So we're going to redline them. We're going to put them in areas over there. We're going to pump drugs into the community. All right, because then we'll get them to get high on the drugs, because there's no way possible. Pookie and Ray Ray at 16 years old came up with went to Vietnam and found the coca plant, and then turned the coca plant into cocaine, and then cooked it and turned it into crack, all by themselves. It had to be imported. I don't know a person other than Frank Lucas They went over to Vietnam and came up with the coca plant and had the coca plant come here into the hood. We couldn't afford a loaf of bread. How in the hell did we pay for transport to get cocaine into the States? That was a government pump. Now, watch this. You put that into the communities, you put us in one area, you get everybody high on this new drug, then they learn how to cook it and turn it into crack cocaine, and then they start to do crack, and then they're really addicted to it. And then now you got people that want to be in charge of it. So you got this guy over here, the drug lord over here, drug lord over here. Then they start killing each other. They start deleting each other. And then when you start deleting each other, then you say, let's depopulate all the black people. So then what we're going to do, we're going to depopulate all the black people. So in order to do that, we can make up something to make them delete themselves. So we put drugs in there. We got drug lords against each other. We got drug lords deleting people that don't pay them their money on the street. Then we got drug lords deleting other drug lords. Then we got families in the mix of it. Then we got people stealing from each other because they're trying to get high. And then we got people that's disproportionately put in these areas where they can't get jobs. And then when you try to get a job, the race card was still going on in the 60s and 70s and 80s where you couldn't really get a good job. Then let's shut down all the plants. So we're going to shut down all the plants where black people have been working for 25, 30 years, and then their sons who couldn't get an education or go to college or afford to go had to come work at the factory too. So then he had two men working in the home. And then no, let's shut down those factories as well. And now you leave us there and they say, make them dependent on us. Now the women are saying, Lord, have mercy. We so hungry. Our kids need milk. They need cereal. Oh my God. Okay, come up with a system. We're going to give them food stamps. All right. They can't afford to stay in the red line areas. We don't want them to come out of the red line areas. So what we'll do, we'll offer them housing. So we'll give them Section 8, we'll give them government assistance for housing. And then once we give them government assistance for housing, then we'll make it where if the man is in the house, he has to not be in the house, guys. We got to come up with a plan. So in order for the man not to be in the house, we got to tell them, if the man is in the house, we will not approve you for any food stamps, any housing, anything, any government assistance for your kids, any medicine. We won't cover your kids' medicine. We won't cover your kids' doctor visits. We won't give you Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal. We won't give you any of that. We're gonna let you suffer if the black man is not at the house. So black women, what do you choose to do? Oh, white daddy, we'll take the food stamps. And then now we go through the single mother thing, and now we have platforms where women are saying, we don't want to be single moms, dads ain't shit. But how did it start? We must, in order to move forward, guys, we really got to sit down and have the conversation about where this stuff starts and how the feminist movement, which was an all-white woman's movement, because the black woman was in the bed with her husband and cooking breakfast with her man. But all of a sudden, we white women found black women that were vulnerable and used black women as the face of the movement. And as they used black women as the face of the movement, they got a lot of things passed. And then women almost they wanted to become equal to men. This is never going to work. The dad can't be in the home and we can't help you. The dad's down on his luck. If I'm married to Jenny, me and Jenny are married, right? And if me and Jenny are married and I lose my job of 15 years, we got a little savings that'll last us probably a year. And then Jenny says, you know what, I'm working, but one income's not gonna sustain, baby. I'm gonna find a job, Jenny. I'm gonna find a job, Jenny. And then I end up not finding a job for a while, 6 or 7 months. Kids still gotta eat, kids still gotta have school clothes and supplies. So what we do is we can't spend the little money that Jenny's making on school supplies. We got to buy food. So then what Jenny does is says, you know what, we can't do it anymore. I got to go down here and get get some type of assistance, or we're going to be outside. So Jenny says, I need housing and I need assistance with food. Oh, absolutely, Miss Jenny. Absolutely, Miss Unfiltered. No problem. What we would like you to do is go ahead and put their father on child support. Can you sign these papers? And after you put him on child support, okay, because he doesn't live there, does he? Does he? Does he not? Does he live there? Yes. Oh, no, that's the wrong answer. I'm going to ask you again. Does he live with you? No. Right. He no longer lives there. And we'll approve you for your food stamps and your housing. And also we need to put him on child support. We're not asking you, we're telling you. When you get your child support, we'll charge a fee. That fee will go to the state because the state needs more money to make $1 billion this year. So we'll take that fee and give it to the state, and then we'll give you what's left over because we're pimping you to get more money for the state. So we'll go ahead and get more money for the state. You send your money to the state. You'll get whatever amount you get. We'll take a percentage of that, and we'll give you the rest. You ever notice when you go to child support court that they never ask the father, so what days do you want to spend with your child? Do you ever wonder why child support court and family court is not together? Because you go to court for child support, and then you have to come back for if you want custody, because they don't care. They want their money. They want their money. Until our community understands that we're being pimped and have been pimped for years, and our Black women have been vulnerable to the pimps, until we understand that concept, we will never be able to move forward. We will never be able to understand the root of the problem. The root of the problem is Black women against Black men. Tear them down, beat them down. White women said, do it, do it, do it, do it. They were just screaming, do it, be like us. Be like us. We hate our men. We want to be equal to our men. And you guys are doing too good as women. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're nurturing your children, you're making love to your husband, you're bearing children, you have households, your husband's been working at the plant for 23 years, and you've been at home as a homemaker, and you're doing stuff around the house. We don't want that for you. We want you to be like us, be independent. You can be like us. You can be just like a man. We can all be equal. And look what the world looks like today. We got a lot of women right here saying I'm independent. A lot of women got degrees, but cold because it's under 20 degrees in their house at night and they have nobody in the bed with them. Women are choosing to die alone with a pit bull puppy in the bathroom eating cheese off the floor because they choose to go about this narrative. But what if I told you this narrative was made back in 1938 by a white woman that planned this very thing for you guys, and you guys have plugged into it and connected to it like a Wi-Fi in a Starbucks. Let's go to the chat real quick. Let's take a little break here. Let's see what we got going over here. I'm for preventative maintenance on pregnancy, meaning no sex before marriage. But if you get pregnant, don't delete it. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. 2 Cents Uncensored, I'm so glad you're here because your insight is amazing. 2 Cents Uncensored said, hey, beautiful people, if you look good and you know it, hit the like. Thank you so much, 2 Cents. I love you. I love you for that. Thank you so much. All right, let's see here. Carl's car can't believe it. Wow. Right. OG Patrice, another detriment to Black communities. Right. Stephen Day agrees with Brittany B 100%. Right. Jenny agrees that in Harlem, that's where it started. In Harlem. You know it's in Harlem. Come on. In Harlem, the Apollo Theater and a whole bunch of Black people. Depopulation of the race of Black people. Exactly. This is all a part. Hey, listen, this is all a part of the plan. Hey, Jenny, I know where movie you got that from. That came from Batman with the Joker. It's all a part of the plan. All right. So Adrian Nash says, I don't understand the idea of limiting the birth of Black male children. Look at China. I understand as a nation, where are they now having a problem given this scarcity of women in childbearing age? Brittany B says, how can you say, hey, the dad can't be there? Exactly. They're saying it. Encourage and promote an increase in reproduction for the Black women so she'll receive more benefits. Criminalize the drug epidemic to ensure the Black man stays trapped. Oh my God. I don't have to say nothing else today. I don't have to say anything else today. 2 Cents Uncensored just dropped their microphone and they heard it in Indonesia. It encourage and promote an increase in reproduction for the Black women so she'll receive more benefits. Criminalize the drug epidemic to ensure the Black man stays trapped. Until this day, there are men in jail right now that are still serving 40-year, 30-year, and 25-year sentences on weed, and the government has made it legal. As we continue, Brittany B, they should have told you how important that person was. Adrian, in order for society to survive, people need to procreate and invest in rearing whole, strong human beings. 2 Cents came back with another mic drop. Better yet, let's enforce unfair criminal codes to disqualify more blacks from entering the workforce. Yes, she's preaching today. M. Mills, how are you today, beautiful young woman? All right, so OG Patrice says, this is women talking, not the men today. The women are saying child support is a business. OG Patrice, you're absolutely correct. They're making billions. I always bring up Georgia because they had the highest one last year. Georgia made $2.3 billion in child support fees last year for the state. That means the other little politicians can go out and get their little ladies of the evening and pay for little things that they want to pay for on the side, get their new little cars and pay for their dental work for their little children because this system. All right. 2 Cents, 2 Cents is about to preach today. Now he's required to pay child support, so let's criminalize that as well and suspend his driver's license with incarceration. Yes, that is exactly right. If the judge does not care if the man can afford child support, he's going to give you the highest child support he can because they're going to make money for you being in jail. Oh, especially if you go to a private prison. They're getting $1,500 a day for every person that's in there. And the caveat is the state says the place has to be full for you to get paid. So what do you think they're going to do? And who do you think they're going to target to fill up the prisons? We'll talk about the prison systems another day. M. Mill says, believe me, I would never choose being by myself if possible. Come on. Black women will now be required to ask for child support in order to survive while continuously reproducing, creating generations of welfare dependency. Yes, sir! Brittany B., I heard somewhere it was the white woman that realized it was their men that just wanted them to have babies and do nothing more. That's probably why housewife has a bad reputation. You are absolutely correct, Brittany B. You are absolutely 100% correct. White women were fed up, not black women. Black women were standing behind their men. Oh, yes, like none other. Standing behind their men like unsolicited security boss stands behind hers. As TJ Randall stands behind hers. As 2 Cents Uncensored stands behind hers. And so on and so forth. Yes, these women they used to stand behind their men. And then the feminist movement said, no, that is not what we want. Now, you nigger women get these pics and you get out there in the street and you march with us. And that's what happened. And here we are today. All right. One of the worst things black women did was become a part of the feminist movement. Oh, these are women talking, guys. Adrian Nash says, well, child-free works for me. That's ridiculous putting our men in prison for marijuana. Oh, yeah, they've been doing it. Men are still in there for long sentences. Long. Yes. And so let's see what Don GQ says. Here goes one of my guys. It's also worth noting that child support is big business. In Texas, in fact, these child supports is nearly $4.4 billion business, $4.4 billion business. The amount collected in 2018 higher than any other state. Good God Almighty. 2 Cents said, we're going to help them though, give them subsidized housing and further force them into that one area and create school zones that are subpar, therefore generations with educational disadvantages. OG Patrice, come on. So guys, let's continue. Hey, you guys over here, y'all cooking over here today. Carl's car, I'm gonna get this last one, then we get in there. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get Carl's car in a minute. They're now learners. So let's holy God. 2 Cents, you are working today, 2 Cents. Oh my God. 2 Cents says they're now low learners, so let's give them labels. ADD, ADHD, SPED, and even give them a check for it. Hey, you know what I noticed? If you guys want to go watch the Walmart documentary on Netflix, Walmart has made a deal with the government that if they hire low-income black people, that poor people in poverty, if they hire them and give them that minimum wage that they pay them at Walmart now, that if you're not a manager or whatever, they don't, the government, they don't have to give you a raise because the government already has you on food stamps. You guys need to go watch that Walmart documentary on Netflix. It'll blow your mind. Car's car says, I'm just sad that women and men, when in a fair relationship, turns toxic and toxic. For their personal experience needs to convince the masses that it is the norm. That's how you build the workforce. Okay, Adrian, I got you. I got you. All right. So let's see here. Let's continue. In the proposal for the Negro Project, Sanger, let's see here, eliminated two essential components of that educational outreach at one of those clinical access. In order to facilitate educational outreach, Sanger believed it was imperative to recruit, watch this, Sanger believed it was imperative to recruit the aid of Black ministers and physicians. Sanger noted that their primary responsibility would be to tour the South, dispelling misconceptions about birth control and promoting the use of future clinical resources. Now, if birth control was so healthy for Black women, because see, we're not talking about white women yet because we're in Harlem. If birth control is so healthy for Black women, because I've heard Black women say on several platforms that birth control is not good for the Black woman's body, right? It's in most cases they said birth controls can cause all type of health defects, one being osteoporosis, right? And so um let's see, shout out to the chat, forget Black men, I'm down with the chat. Oh, I love Brittany B, she's amazing, I love her to death. She say, damn, Georgia, not forget Black men. All right, thank you, Brittany B, I love you, sugar. All right, so listen, here we go. So it says that she used, if it was safe for the women, why would you use Black pastors to do it? Why would you use Black physicians to do it? Sanger noted that their primary responsibility would be to tour the South, dispelling misconceptions, right? Sanger was aware that the mistrust, come on, y'all. That's what I feel about the jab, but we'll talk about that another day too. Sanger was aware of the mistrust between Black patients and white doctors and encouraged Black ministers to head up the project. In a letter to Clarence Gamble, Sanger argued, watch this, watch this, watch this. Sanger said, we do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out the idea if it even occurs to any of their more rebellious members. They use weak ass ministers and weak ass Black doctors, weak ass Black ministers to go and make a fool out of it. This reminds me of the Tuskegee experiment. And they took these Black people to go out there. Hey, Sister Jones, you know how they talk. Hey, Sister Jones, how you doing, baby? I know you had 3 children for Mr. Jones, but maybe you may want to slow down to keep your figure and be healthier because you know your husband may get let off down at the plant. They closing. So in order to get you right, I heard about this new medicine called birth control. And all you got to do is go down to Planned Parenthood down in Harlem and get you a case of birth control. Now, everything, you got to be responsible now, Sister Jones. You got to take, they breathe in every time they talk. You got to take the pill every day and to keep the babies away. And so what you going to do? Now, we got a doctor over here, Dr. Christopher. Come on over here. Then the Black doctor comes over. Yes, sophisticated. Oh, absolutely. He's talking truths. There's something called birth control. When you take it, you and your husband never have to worry about having any more children, okay? Listen to your Black doctor. I have this under control. I'll bring you some, make sure you tell your friends about it. Word of mouth is going to be amazing for the Black community. We're trying to help the Black community manage their babies so there won't be any, and put you guys in a financial hardship. Is that okay? That's what happens. That was manipulation. That role play right there was definitely that's what happened. All right. So after they did that, they got the ministers, okay, to because they knew Black people would be rebellious. They knew that they would be rebellious. So let's move on. Let's move on. Because I know you guys, we're gonna stay on this for a little bit. But I want to show you guys something. I want to show you some pictures here that all have quotes. But we're gonna start with the first one here. Let me start. Where is it at? I'm gonna go to my files here, and we're gonna cook. Now, this was the advertisement, guys, in Harlem. Let me. I want to show you guys this. This was the advertisement they had in Harlem for the Negro Project. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I hope y'all sitting down. This was it. Let me share this. This is amazing. Is anybody seeing this but me? Read that, guys. Look at that. The Negro Project, poor. They're advertising. This is advertisement. The Negro Project, poor, black, and undesirable. And then they go right into the little commercial like the big pharma companies always do. So I guess their commercial was the Negro Project, poor, black, and undesirable. Learn more about the 1939 Planned Parenthood Initiative. Don GQ has a point. Don GQ said Planned Parenthood is trafficking baby fetal tissue for profit. Absolutely. They're using it for research, especially black babies. We'll talk about that. Ooh, that's a subject for tomorrow. How they're using after the Planned Parenthood and you decide to delete that baby does not go where you think it goes. It goes into parts and they use it for other medical research that you sign off on. Huh? All right. So, oh yeah. Ooh, Jenny, y'all talk about some good stuff in this chat. She said, take the pill every day, keep the baby away. Where abstinence, celibacy works better. No chemical side effects. Absolutely correct. Don't drink Pepsi. Oh, hey, Don, we're going to have to do a show together, brother. Yeah, we're going to do a show together. That's for sure. Did we discuss the forced sterilization of black women? Recently, DOJ settled for female inmates were sterilized under the guise they were receiving a regular pap smear. Wow. Yeah, guys. So we're learning a lot from each other. All right. So let me stop this one because I got one that's more interesting for you guys. Yeah, we're not done with you yet, Miss Sanger. Let's start with this one. All right, let me share this one. So now let me zoom in a little bit because I want you guys to see this for yourselves. Let me zoom in. Can you guys see that? All right, there we go. What does that say? Covertly invest into non-white areas. This is Margaret Sanger. Covertly invest into non-white areas. Invest in ghetto abortion clinics. This is her words, guys. Help to raise money for free abortions in primarily non-white areas. Perhaps the A-word clinic syndicates throughout North America that primarily operate in non-white areas and receive tax support. It should be promoted. Guys, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jenny, for that. Guys, we cannot use that A word that's in this paragraph. We have to use delete. If you're using anything as far as that word, you have to use delete. Anybody that has passed away, you have to use delete. Delete is the word we have to use. I had to catch myself a few seconds ago. You have to use delete. Don't use the A word, use delete, okay? When it comes to deleting children. All right. So this is one quote. I know you guys probably can't believe that. Oh no, it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Oh, I got another one for you. I got another one. Here it is. What does this say? She says what? Let's see. Whoa. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood in 1922. Slaves, Latins, and Hebrew immigrants are human weeds. a dead weight of human waste. Blacks, soldiers, and Jews are a menace to the race. You see that? Adrian says, I'm aware of what you're presenting today at Black Man Unfiltered Network. I need to go back and collect these degrees in women's studies and African American studies. You're absolutely correct. Right? Gone to Glory. Yeah, we use that one too. So, y'all see that? Oh no, I have more. I have more. Let me X that out. I'm gonna keep it up. I have more. Let's look at this one. Oh yeah, she didn't age well. Oh Lord have mercy. She looked like a untied church shoe in the face. Okay, so look at this one. Margaret Sanger founded Planned Parenthood on October 16th, 1916, in order to eliminate what she thought were inferior races like Orientals, Jews, and blacks. She referred to them as human weeds. Hey. Bethany, how are you, hon? Good to see you in here today. Y'all go ahead and read that. I want to make sure I leave that up there so you guys can just go ahead and take that in. While I go through these comments, just read the comments, read this. Oh yeah, Tommy B, yeah, she aged like spoiled milk. Yeah, she look like she's half turned werewolf or something. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to me in the car on your way going wherever you're going. That's an old demon, looks like. Yep. Brittany B said, I think she was a part of the Beatles. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand. Oh, I see it. Yeah, the turkey neck. Yeah, I see that too, Jenny. Yeah, we're gonna roast you today. They said her father was a village atheist and she died an alcoholic and a drug addict. Wow. Margaret Sanger, you went out like that? I don't give a damn how you went out. Let's continue to cook her. What did this say? Oh, no. That cannot be Hillary Clinton. No, you're lying to me. Guys, is that Hillary? What did Hillary say? Let's see. I admire. Oh, no, let's go down to the bottom first because we're going to start at the bottom, move up. We're going to be a little dyslexic. Let's start at the bottom and move up. It says colored people are like weeds and are to be exterminated. That's what Margaret Sanger said in 1926 when she looked like a little cockroach. And then, so if you go up to Hillary Clinton, what does it say? Hillary Clinton said, I admire, and I have a video of this. So this is not photoshopped. I have a video of this with her saying this. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. Her courage, her tenacity, her vision, and taking on archetypes. Taking on attitudes and accusations flowing from all directions. I'm really in awe of her. And there are a lot of lessons we can learn from her life and from the cause she launched and fought for and sacrificed so bravely. Did you see? Look at Hillary. Not Hillary, not the one that husband went and played the saxophone on a talk show on Arsenio Hall. And after he played the tech, all the black people voted for him, even though he signed a crime bill and his wife helped him and assisted him along with Joe Biden. Got the crime bill that put so many men in jail that are still in jail right now. And all the drugs that they went to jail for, half of them now are legal. Not that Hillary Clinton. That must be her double. Gotta be. You got to be kidding me. Well, let's go to the comments here. I'll let y'all read that and lead it up there. She said, this heifer was evil. Yeah, we're human weeds. Why is it necessary to purposely ruin our communities? Wouldn't weeds destroy themselves without influence, jealousy, and insecure? Stephen Day says, I'm glad I was raised in the Bible. If not, I had the capability. I would go around getting rid of things like this by any means necessary. Yeah, I got to hold him back. Yeah, there you go, Carl's car. Her father was a town atheist, and she ends up being the town drunk and idiot. Jenny says, "Drop the mic. You'll get deleted soon. You know that family don't play." Yeah, I know the Clintons. Come on, Clintons. Women need to be educated about and in control of their reproductive health as if their life depends on it, because it does. So that's not all, guys. That's not all. Y'all thought this was over? This is not over. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's X that one out. Where are we at? 5? Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got Hillary again, but let's see. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. They want to keep it a secret, guys. They want to keep it a secret. And then there's Hillary again. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. I'm really in awe of her. Well, Hillary, did you not see this? Did you not see this? Did you not know that she said these things? Craziness. So let's go to 6 here. This gets better. There she is. Oh Lord, damn. She's like Amelia Earhart. Is that her? Eugenics is the most adequate and thorough avenue to the solution of racial, political, and social problems. Deleting black babies is the key. That's what she's saying. Deleting black babies is the key. She was definitely an idiot. Not the Clintons, who purchased and participated in the gentrification of Harlem, and slowly removed blacks out of properties that were theirs for generations. Absolutely 2 cents uncensored. You're correct. Don't get me started on Miss I Ain't Black Until It's Time to Be Black. Kamala Harris. Yeah, Kamala, Kamala, all of them the same. All right. So y'all got that in? Y'all breathe that in? Y'all screenshot it? Y'all getting this information? Y'all writing it down? You're going to share it with your kids? You're going to share it with everybody else and let them know where Planned Parenthood come from while y'all walking up in there every day and trying to get services? All right, here we go. Let's go to 7. Uh-oh, let's see what she said here. Birth control is the first important step women must take. Oh, I like this one. Birth control is the first important step women must take toward the goal of their freedom. It is the first step she must take to be a man's equal. It is the first step that that must both take toward human emancipation. Feminist Movement 101. I want to leave that there for at least 15 seconds and go. Can't believe it. Horrible. Guys, horrible, right? Okay, y'all think it's over? Nah, it ain't over yet. I'm not done with her. Watch this. So not only did she do this, not only did Margaret Sanger say all those things, but she had that same conversation here. Where is she at doing these speeches? Now, after today, class, if you continue to use this service, after you know this, because my grandmother always said, when you know better, you do better. Guys, this is nothing. Are you seeing her? Are y'all seeing this newspaper ad from back then? And these are the KKK women and men. They're both. This is my first time seeing the women in their costumes. So, but look down at their feet. You can tell those clans were women. In the front, right there, they have on those Dollar General 1000 ST500s. Those Dollar General ST5 1500s. And then you see all the other men in their Dickies. You even see the sign, Women Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, Silver Lake, New Jersey, welcomes Margaret Sanger. And they got her standing on a barrel. Am I the only one pissed off? Am I the only one wondering why Parent Planhood still exists after all this hell? After all the stuff they took us through? After all the stuff they took women through? I'm not going to say us, but women? Are we still going to be out here deleting our children because it was an idea to depopulate us? Adrian said, my paternal grandmother had 11 children and was dead by the age of 42 due to some genealogical issues, as I understand it. I imagine that I have a life that could never fathomed. OG Patrice said, daughters of Confederates. Oh, yeah, OG, you're correct. Emil says, wow, look at that crap. Wow. Y'all see it? She's out in the middle of nowhere, gathered with the Klan, coming up with a plan. Are y'all seeing this? OG Patrice, let me know when you're ready to cam up. Yeah, I'm going to have you up in a minute. So, let's see here. Have now. What I want to do now, I want to take you guys on a path down the street to Hillary Clinton. And this video is very fair use. Jenny, can I get a fair use out of you real quick? Thank you, sweetheart. But this video, play this once Jenny gets me hooked up here with the fair use. I'm going to play this so you guys can understand what world that we're living in today. What do we have going on today? It's ridiculous. So let's party. Here we go. There you go. Jenny's always on it. Thank you, Jenny. Fair use for information purposes only. Thank you, Jenny, so much. I appreciate your hard work. All right, here we go. I want to play this. Listen carefully, guys. Hold on. Go back out so I can share the audio with you guys. I didn't hit the audio button here. There we go. Hey, now, guys, when you watch this, listen carefully. Here we go.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to be back in Houston with so many friends and to have an opportunity to participate in the Planned Parenthood annual meeting. I have to tell you that it was a great privilege when I was told that I would receive this award. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. Her courage, her tenacity, her vision. Another of my great friends, Ellen Chesler, is here, who wrote a magnificent biography of Margaret Sanger called Woman of Valor. And when I think about what she did all those years ago in Brooklyn, taking on archetypes, taking on attitudes and accusations flowing from all directions, I am really in awe of her. And there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from her life and from the cause she launched and fought for and sacrificed so greatly.
Do you believe in sin? When I say believe, I don't mean to believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing as sin?
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin that people can commit.
in the comments. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for OG Patrice only. OG Patrice, here we go. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Hey Cole, how are you? All right, let's put it in the comments and see. I want to see what you guys think about that whole video, that whole this whole thing I've just told you about. OG Patrice, there it is. What do you guys think? To me, we have to. None of us. Tommy B just said, "A face only a fist could love." You're absolutely correct, Tommy. Absolutely, 100% correct. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring in the OG Patrice, the historian, the queen of ADOS. And she's going to come up and give her take on everything, and plus what we talked about earlier. Let's welcome OG Patrice.
Hey,
OG, how are you?
I'm good. Good afternoon. How you doing, black man?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. It's good to see you, sure. It's good to have you on today.
I know it's good to hear your voice and to see you as well. I'm working from home, so I can't really cam up right now, but
That's fine. That's fine.
you
You know,
know,
I understand.
I always tune in to you because you always bringing us that knowledge of our history, and I think that is so important that we know our history because we know that they're not teaching it in schools, especially to this depth.
Hmm.
In schools, they won't give us the CRT. So our history, black history, is American history. So we should absolutely know it, and because it's embedded in our very DNA.
Exactly. And so, tell us what your thoughts are on everything that I've talked about. Because what I wanted you to talk about something earlier. What was it? Because I've talked
The
about,
Eve gene.
yeah, Eve Jean, about something that Black women have that no other woman has. Go ahead, OG Patrice. The floor is yours.
Well, the Eve gene is traced all the way back to, and it's called Eve because it's was traced all the way back to the biblical times of our mother Eve in the Bible in the book of Genesis. That is the mother of all nations, as it's said in biblical terms in the Bible. But something that is especially was given to Black women because Eve was the mother of all nations and is believed to have been a woman of melanated skin in her skin, that special melanin, that special mitochondrial DNA that was given to her. It was in our race specifically as black women that we carry that special gene that we create all other races. Black women can are the only women that can create all other races of people, meaning that a black woman can even have a white child. A white child is known to us as a albino child. So
Mm,
when the mother, because of the mother's Eve gene, even if she conceives a child with a Caucasian man, a Asian man, a Hispanic man, a man of any other race, because of the very Eve gene that she carries, the child is still basically going to be a black child, whether it's a albino child that's considered still black in our race, but it can also pass for white as well. So yeah, black women are very powerful, and I think that a lot of us don't know our very DNA and the very special gene that we carry to create all other races, how powerful that is. And I think because of people like Margaret Singer came to discover these things like that, and a lot of other well-known doctors and scientists knew that black women especially carried that special gene and the melanin of our skin to create all other races is a main reason why they try so hard to this very day to destroy our race with depopulation. And I think
exactly.
that I think Black people don't really realize that we are not that far removed from these things. I think people think because, well, they think it's not happening now. They think, I mean, like you said, Planned Parenthood still exists right today,
Mm-hmm.
from the 1800s all the way up to when Planned Parenthood was discovered and founded by Margaret Singer, I believe in 1916. The first one, like you said, being in Harlem and then spreading all over the United States of America,
Right.
and still being pushed today by politicians like Hillary Clinton, politicians like Kamala Harris, politicians like the Democrats from in Congress right today. I am a mod on Angela Stanton King's platform, and I talk to her a lot about that because she pushes this about how Planned Parenthood and the white Democratic women and parties and certain organizations are still pushing for abortions of babies, especially Black babies, due to they wanted to depopulate our race. And they even are passing these laws now that a woman can be in her second trimester and still get a deletion of a child. And it's sad, it really is. So I think that especially Black women need to know the value of their body, the value of their temple, especially the value of their reproduction organs as a woman to procreate.
Wow. And I want you to answer this question for 2 cents. She just asked the question, Auntie Patrice, how in the heck can our own people call sharing our history with receipts victim Olympics? That's what hurts me more than anything. It's facts, not just
Yeah.
emotions.
And I think a lot of it is because a lot of people just are ignorant, to the facts. Some don't want to know, and some know and is in denial of it, and they try to, it's easy to label things, when you some people just don't care. Honestly, because they think because their life may look good in their eyes, they don't realize that when it affects one, it affects all in our
Mm,
community, whether directly or indirectly. So when they say things like this, I've come to know that it is completely out of ignorance now, and just not wanting to have a mindset of not wanting to attach or know anything about our history or the historians even in their own families, which is to me is pretty sad. But
yeah.
unfortunately, that's true.
Wow. Wow. And so and that's the thing. It's just having this type of knowledge or researching these type of things. I think it helps us all as a community to understand these things. And that's why I do what I do, OG Patrice. You know how passionate I am about this stuff. And so I do what I can to try to spread as much as I possibly can every day. Every day. And I see this news that I'm doing every day. I see it growing. I was probably doing 5 a day for the first 3 days. And then after that, I guess the word of mouth came out. And when the word of mouth came out about it, I'm getting more and more every day. So, guys, continue to share this. Continue to come on and support this. Now, OG Breeze, I have somebody else in the background that I think that would oppose to maybe some of this, because I think I've had opposition of what we're
Hmm.
talking about today. So I'm going to have her come in for a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Coming to the floor today, the Miss Candid Ann is here. Candid Ann.
Evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Candid, how are you?
I'm doing well,
Hello.
thank you. Hi, Miss Patrice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you,
I'm
Candy
doing
Dan?
well. My apologies. I did not catch the beginning. I was on a meeting, some Zoom meeting. So I just want to make sure that I'm in the right space here. Can you just give me a very quick, brief overview as it pertains to Planned Parenthood and its role in our community?
Yes. So Planned Parenthood was, we talked about eugenics, basically. We talked about how Planned Parenthood was, we talked about some of the things that she said, Margaret Sanger, how she said she wanted to delete the Black community. They were like weeds. I played her interview, parts of her interview when she spoke about that. very candidly. I also pulled up her interview pictures that she did with the Ku Klux Klan, saying that she would use Black preachers and Black physicians to push birth control, even though it was unsafe for the body. She would push that. Also, she would push the fact that that all women should that they would be safe, and when they went in for Pap smears and things like that, they would be basically cleaned out. They would take their reproductive ways to reproduce. Basically, so they went. So that's the things that we went through so far. I mean, we went through as an overall, not everything, but that's some of them. Key
And
points.
that person is the leader of Planned Parenthood, are they? I don't know who that person
Yeah.
is.
Oh, Margaret Sanger. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's invented it. Yeah, that's Planned Parenthood is her baby.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna just speak on my experience, my personal experience with Planned Parenthood, and everyone doesn't have to agree to this. You know, what I can say about Planned Parenthood, when you know, I had a horrible situation in which my family was in disarray, and I moved out. I had to. It was the police were being called at it was not on me, but parents fighting, and I couldn't take it. I'm not a person that likes a lot of craziness around my life. So I
Hmm.
ended up moving out, ended up living with a guy that I was dating, blah blah blah. And I'm from the Bronx, right? So I went over to Third Avenue, and I found a Planned Parenthood, and I never had an abortion, never got pregnant. And that's because, and I was working if anyone knows Co-op City in the Bronx, I worked at Co-op City as a cashier in the Bronx. I didn't have a lot of money, right? And I went to Planned Parenthood, and they gave me free condoms, free spermicide, free pap smears, um, and lots of education. Any question that I had to answer, that I was curious about, there was someone there to talk to me. I can't, I'm going to have to do some research on who these people are, because I'm ignorant. And I'm not on here to preach anything. I'm just here to lay out my experience, right? This woman sounds horrible. She sounds horrible from what you're telling me, but I'm going to have to do some research and find out for myself.
Hmm.
But my personal experience as a young Black woman in the Bronx is that if you need free services, free condoms, free spermicide, they even had female condoms when that was a thing. If you wanted it, all free, given to you in a brown paper bag, how to use it, how to put it on, all that information was there for you if you wanted it. And if you wanted birth control, the pill, they would take your information, find out how much you earned, and if you didn't earn that much, that was provided for you to prevent you getting into a situation. And so I just want to say that, like, sometimes when I hear the controversy about Planned Parenthood and how they're trying to take away our reproductive rights or whatever, I'm like, I didn't have that experience, and I'm a Black woman from the Bronx, went to Third Avenue. I didn't have that experience. Anything that they provided to me was to prevent, and I got free pap smears. So I just want to offer a different narrative, that I'm not saying that because my narrative is true that someone else's is not true. Please hear me when I tell you that I'm not saying that because that's what my experience was,
Hmm.
that someone else's experience is not valid. I'm just here to offer that my experience is, this is what I'm telling you, this is what has happened, and I've had nothing bad to say about my experience with them. And when I was able to earn more and be more educated, I went to the damn doctor.
Right. Now,
Uh,
now,
oh,
now, can I say
oh,
this
I'm
real
sorry.
quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh,
So I just pulled up the wiki on it, right? And so this is what was said by Sanger.
Hold on a second before you go. I can't trust Wikipedia. I need to. I'll, and I
Okay, yeah,
trust.
absolutely.
Yeah, I trust that you are being completely honest.
Hmm.
But these things on Wikipedia doesn't mean anything to me. So I will write down this information. I'm going to watch the replay because I trust you, Black man.
Right, right.
Right. So Wikipedia doesn't mean anything. I could write for Wikipedia. It means
Uh-huh.
nothing to me.
Okay, absolutely. And so, and also they have a an hour and 15-minute interview of her.
Yes.
on YouTube as well. And I was
Okay.
talking about the support, right? What you're seeing right now is the support. This is a minute and 50 seconds, so if you have time, but this is her support, Hillary Clinton support for. And then someone did this video, this mashup video, to show every saying that she said, verse, especially in the interview she did, and she did an interview with the Ku Klux Klan where she stood on the barrel of a Ku Klux Klan meeting and gave this speech. So, but this is part of it. Hold on, let me share it where you can
I'm
hear the
sorry
audio.
to reverse you back.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no, no,
mean
no,
to.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no, no. This is educational purposes only. This is what we're doing. This is what we do. All right, here we go. So here we go.
And when was before you
Well,
start this
thank
this
you.
lady
Uh-huh.
Margaret Singer? When was she alive? What's her time period? Like,
She started Planned Parenthood in 1928.
so this is information. This is her, or this is Hillary Clinton
This is Hillary
speaking.
Clinton on the left, and this is actually Margaret Sanger here on the right.
Okay,
All right,
thank
here we
you.
go.
So much. It's great to be back in Houston with so many friends and to have an opportunity to participate in the Planned Parenthood annual meeting. I have to tell you that it was a great privilege when I was told.
Now that picture right there is a picture of Margaret Sanger getting ready to speak at a KKK rally.
Understood.
Okay, all right, here we go.
That I would receive this award. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. Her courage, her tenacity, her vision. Another of my great friends, Ellen Chesler, is here, who wrote a magnificent biography of Margaret Sanger called Woman of Valor. And when
So it was 1916, so I had to correct myself on that.
Yeah, I had said it earlier. I thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah, you did.
1916,
That's my
and
bad.
yeah, and even before you start that, back up, considering that Planned Parenthood still exists today. The thing of it is that people like her and organizations like her that stands for the depopulation of the black race always comes in very nice and infiltrate the same way they did COINTELPRO. And this is the thing that when you don't know specifically a lot about your history as a black person or person of melanated skin and you have not done the research, you will know that this is the way that they always came into the black community. They always came in with the slice of cake first. And they offer what we think is the things that are nice and good for us as a community. But even on the back end of that, they were doing multiple abortions every day to our race of people, and they were taking those babies' bodies as they are still part today, and experimenting with them on the black market, you name it, things of that nature. That's documented. That is real. Do your research, watch documentaries. She was a complete daughter of Confederates. She was involved with the Ku Klux Klan. She hated our race, but she came in back in the 70s with this nice, cultured coming into our culture, into our neighborhoods as this person that wants to save the race when she actually wanted to depopulate the race. So we had black Planned Parenthoods all over predominantly black communities, and they did more abortions and I'm sorry for using the word deletions of our babies more so than any other races, and they still pushing this right today. And I told you, Black Man Unfiltered, as a mod on Angela Stanton King, I have these conversations with her every day because she's down at Congress marching every day with the Democrats and certain organizations right today that's still pushing Margaret Singer's things with wanting to delete babies even up in the second trimester, even if there's no a case of the R word or the M word. This is real. This is happening. Is real. And the evils that came and spewed out of her mouth about our people. And a lot of people didn't know in the beginning that, but that's how, listen, we need to realize that when the enemy comes into our communities with the slice of bread, they are coming in to infiltrate and to cause nothing but detriment and wreak havoc on our communities. And we allow it to happen because we accept the slice of bread or slice of cake, and then we want the whole goddamn cake without even researching and looking people up. And if you look and dig deep enough into that woman's past, she was nothing but pure evil and a detriment to our community.
Yeah, and yeah, and for her to say some of the stuff she said in that interview, like y'all got to watch that interview. I mean, she was, and you know what candidate she did? She went to she said, I know how the black people are going to perceive me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet with the preachers and black physicians in the community, and I'm going to pay them, and I'm going to have them go out and deliver the message to them. And when these women, and they gave the women an option, you can come and delete your child. But when the women went in for the deletions, this is record. When the women went in for deletions or to get that free stuff, because that's the cake that she was talking about. Oh, we give you free contraceptives, we give you this. When they went in to get those get those deletions, the state was paying for the deletions. They didn't have to pay for it. But every time a black body laid down and got a deletion, they would sterilize those women. They would give them damn near hysterectomies right there on the table. After they did the deletion, they would they would go in and manipulate the body where the black woman could no longer have children. This woman was this is the devil. I don't give a damn. This woman was horrible, and it's just like the Tuskegee experiment, just like it. We got something just like the guy talked about last week. His name evades me, but we talked about last week where they told the parents, we're going to work on ringworm on your son's head, and they tore his entire brain outside of his head, and the man had to live with parts of his brain seeping out of his skull for the rest of his life.
True story.
And
And
so,
that's and black man, that's and I will use myself as a example. I was a teen mom, but I had my only child, my son. And I remember my mother telling me, you are not going to delete your child. You are going to have this child. I'm going to help you. And back then we were communities of people though, because I
right,
had a lot of people that helped me raise my child.
right,
But going to that woman's clinic was not even an option. I would see 3 and 4 women a day of our women going out there doing these type of things. But when I became a teen mom, my mom was like, "No way, no way are you going to Planned Parenthood, and that's going to happen to my daughter." And I'm glad because once I start doing my research on that woman, and I start doing my research on her, like right in college when they were doing all of the protesting and marches, during the 80s about the deletion of children, and they were doing it in front of all these clinics and all these, Planned Parenthood. That's when I started doing my research on that woman, and that's when I found out how evil she was.
yeah. And Candid Ann, she 2 Cent says many black women benefited from the aspect of it, but as an organization, it was created for the decrease of births in the black community, and that's correct. That's for sure. Um, let's see.
I accept that. I don't know much about this lady, but as I'm on this meeting here with you, I'm looking her up,
Mhm.
and I accept that. Like if that's what her outright cause was, but still yet when I'm just telling you that in terms of when my personal
Mhm.
experience, when I went to Third Avenue in the Bronx and I met with a black GYN, and I met with all these different people, there was nothing but preventive information for me so that I didn't have to go through this abortion stuff. It was nothing but free condoms, free spermicide, information. So I feel like sometimes we focus, and I'm not here to negate anyone's experience or to negate history.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm talking about 1997, 2000. I'm not talking about 1916. I'm talking about 1997, 1998, 2000. That's the time I'm talking about. Even 1996, I'd say. I'm not talking about 1916 history.
Right.
So
And
that's my experience, and I want women to know. I don't want women to be afraid. Like, if you're not comfortable going to Planned Parenthood, then don't go there. But if you are a low income person and you don't have money to prevent, if you want condoms and you want spermicide and you want information, can I just tell you? Can I just tell you an honest situation? You guys know I'm a nurse, right? When I was in nursing school, I swear to God, black man, I swear to God, I'm in nursing school. I'm doing my rotations. I'm on the OBGYN floor. Woman just gave birth. She's a Spanish lady. She's about, I don't even think she was 30 years old, right? You know what this woman asked me? She says, I was feeling her fundus. I don't expect you to know what a fundus is. It's irrelevant. It's just part of the uterus. You know what she asked me? She said, you know what? Um, all the nurses, they're in there and they're asking me about my uterus. Where's my uterus? This was her third pregnancy. And she asked me, where was her uterus? What is it? This is in 2017. Education's free. You can say a good, hey, I don't want to, put your lights and your phones on, what have you. Hey, Google, Siri, whatever. You can say that and find out. There's pictures, there's all kinds of information. And in 2019, was it 2017, this woman asked me, what is my uterus? Right. So the reason why I'm not here to advocate necessarily to pick up any pitchfork and say I advocate for Planned Parenthood. I'm just saying that people are uneducated out here. And if you want the education, they do offer a service that can be beneficial. If you don't feel comfortable going there, then don't go there. This is a capitalist society. Go where you're comfortable. You don't have to go there. But there's a lot of women out here that don't know after 3 pregnancies what your freaking uterus is. They offer condoms, pap smears, spermicide. They offer these services to women so that you don't have to be in a situation that you don't want to be in.
Well, that just goes to show how uneducated a lot of women are about
exactly.
about their own bodies, and that part right there, in and of itself, is sad. But again, like I said, yeah, they had things to offer to prevent pregnancies, but we even the the distribution of the birth control, but we all know that birth control cause a lot of ill wills for our women as well. A lot of our women suffer with a lot of after effects of uh, you know, taking the birth control pill as well. We've tried so many things, to try to prevent pregnancy, and that's fine. But to our detriment, that has happened. A lot of women have gotten blood clots and cancer and toxic shock syndrome and so many other different blood ailments and different things like that. So um, parent planhood was a big part of that. I have no problem with going somewhere to get condoms, because condoms help prevent pregnancies as well as STDs as well. So I'm not speaking of that, but I'm speaking on from a general context of these type of organizations come into the black communities predominantly more than any other communities. If you really do your research on them, they put them there specifically for that very reason, to depopulate the black community as much as possible. And we're still not that far removed from it today. They're marching down a Congress right today regarding these new laws they trying to put in place or have put in place in some states. I heard Texas just got it. Some law about the woman and the deletion of babies and things
Yeah,
like that.
you can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it I'm in Dallas. So
Okay.
yeah, so you can't in Texas. Oh no, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. No, no,
Yeah.
no. They said when you go to the doctor, the law here is if you hear a heartbeat, they deny you all services of deletion. You cannot delete. If they hear one little beat, you're done. You cannot.
And then in another state, they're letting women have these, and I want to say it's California. I can't remember. They want to. They are passing these laws where even if the woman is in, like I said, the second trimester. And like, to me, that's, you got a full blown, full baby there. I don't know. It just, yeah.
So my
But the
question is,
but the,
I'm oh, sorry.
no, I was saying these are some of the things that, I talked to Angela Stan King about, because I know she fights, she marches down to Congress all the time regarding this very thing with these certain organizations that's pushing that. They really pushing hard for the deletion of our babies, of our children, almost. And the lady you were talking about earlier, Black Man Unfiltered, what's her name? That said delete the black babies.
Yeah, Cynthia G says
Her,
that
yeah, yeah.
if you want crime to
She's a
go down,
modern day. She's almost like a modern day Margaret Singer, if you
yep,
will.
she is.
Like, that's a detriment to the black community for a black woman to say that about black male fetuses and
Candy,
babies.
have you heard about
I'm
that, Candy?
sorry.
You know what? I'm honest with you. I heard about it. I was so disgusted by it. I attempted to understand where she was coming from, and I don't have the stomach for it. And that's my own cross to
Right.
bear, because I just, when we talk about the purposeful deletion of a specific, like, from what I understand where she's coming from, I'm talking specifically about Cynthia G, and like, I'm very ignorant, so just, this is what I understand. I haven't done a lot of research.
Uh-huh.
This is not about her not being able to afford the child, or having medical conditions, or being art or emmed or anything like that. This is just hatred. And so, yeah, of course I got an issue with that, right? But I have to tell you also something I haven't spoken about a lot is I've been a foster care parent for 2 years. And what then do you do with all of these children that are born, because so many people are on um this bandwagon? Is bandwagon the right words? Please forgive me, because sometimes I don't choose the right words, and I'm trying to find the right words. Okay, so just think about the overarching idea and not the specific verbiage that I use, please. A little grace I'm asking for. What then do we do with these women that have these kids that cannot afford them, that are in poverty, don't want them? What then do we do with these children? Because I have to say, overwhelmingly, a lot of us are not signing up to take these kids on. They're in foster care, they're being abused, they're unwanted, and they grow up to be damaged. Not saying that they can't be wonderful human beings. I have, there's a gamut. There's people that grew up in foster care, and they end up having wonderful lives. But unfortunately, I got to tell you, as a woman, I could only do it for 2 years. I could only stomach the foster care system as a foster parent for 2 years. There is so much out there, and there's not that many Black people signing up to take these children. So what then do these women do? What is your solution for women who don't want these children, and the children suffering? I can't hear you, Mr. Black Man.
I think that we need to have things in place in the community that teaches abstinence. I think that, and they need to know seriously
That's not
what
gonna
it.
happen. Let's be realistic. We're not teaching
What,
abstinence. You can teach abstinence all you want. People are gonna have
mhm.
sex. So let's be realistic.
Well, okay,
Honest
so
to God.
yeah, yeah. So I had a conversation on Unsolicited Security Boss's channel one night, and we talked about this, and we talked about on the male part of it about the men having discipline, having discipline over their penis, and being responsible, and not shooting up the club, right? And so one of the other things that we talked about is that there should be some things in place. We can put some things in place in the law if you have to. If you have to go that far, I mean, I wouldn't want to put the government in it or nothing like that. But if you impregnate a girl, if you impregnate a woman, you have to marry that woman. You got to marry her, and you got to take care of her. And then during that time, you got a 6-month period that we're going to put you in a program to teach you a trade where you can work and take care of that woman and that child. And we'll put the woman in a trade where she can learn how to take care of herself and take care of that child financially. And when you put those things in law and say, listen, if you don't take care of your child, you can't get any government assistance. You can't get any assistance from anything, young man. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything that you want to do legally. We'll put some strikes against some things that you want to do. But we have to be serious, and we have to be diligent about it. We got to say, listen, you got to marry this woman. Listen, you got her pregnant, you got to marry her. Period. And if you don't, this is the consequences.
Well, also, I have no problem with pushing more for the use and safety, the use of condoms and things that I have no problem with that. But black man, it's certain laws already being passed or trying to get passed, even in Pennsylvania. The one of the senators there is trying to pass a law of women, women and men that have or man, they really putting the onus more on the man than the woman. That if he has three or more children in the system, now he's going to be fined. They are pushing for them to get vasectomies. They're trying to actually make this a law. Like I read something, it's called like the three limit law or something that one of the politicians is trying to put. So they are already involved. They getting involved, just like they're marching down at Congress because of certain laws getting pushed, for the deletion of the babies. It's there now. Each state is going to be kind of promoting these type of laws. And I'm even for, if there is on record of a woman that is doing nothing but having children, they're going into the system, they're not good mothers. I have no problem with after maybe a certain amount of children and the women have a history of not being a good mother, the child, they got children or a child already in the system and all they doing is having children. Why not give these women get their tubes tied?
Wait a
I
second.
I
You're for
I,
women forced getting their tubes tied
I didn't
after
say
they've
force.
proven?
No, I didn't say force. I said I would be more for that than I would for the deletion of the babies. You're trying, that's a prevention. That's not once the child is created. So I would be more for that than I would for the deletion of the children. So I'm talking about a history of women that are in the system already, that have children that are in the system, because it's a bunch of women that are like that their children are already in the system and they're steady having children that are going into the system. So but I specifically know because my sister is a foster mom, and she has a young lady right now who the mother already have two boys in the system. My sister has the girl, and she's pregnant.
Yeah,
She's
and
pregnant right now with another child. What's
that's
going to happen to that child?
that's
So
going in the
why
system.
not? Yeah, so why if the child's going to go into, so why not after she have this child give give you know uh uh inquire with her, ask her, consider the fact that she needs to possibly get her tubes tied to prevent her from, because some women don't care about the birth control. Some women can't take birth control for medical reasons. They can't, do it because it causes all other kind of problems. But and men can have
A
vasectomies
vasectomy.
as well. I'm not against that, especially men that has children already and don't want any more children, or men that just don't want children.
And you know what, OG Patrice, to add to that,
It's
I
better
would
to
add,
prevent than to
yeah,
have the child be here and then want to delete it. That's what
right,
I'm saying.
and
Big difference.
to add to that law, Candy, what I would do, that would be a part of it. If you get a young lady pregnant, and you decide that you're not going to take on the responsibility or take this 6 months course to get you a trade to get you to take care of your child. If you refuse to do these things, you will be immediately you would the consequences is a immediate vasectomy, and you have 30 days to get this vasectomy. And
Because
if you don't have to,
most of them
yeah,
are
you
going
get,
out,
yes,
they just
yeah,
willy nilly. A lot
yeah,
of, they willy nilly. They don't care, and they're not caring about how it's affecting the future, how it's
hmm
affecting their children that's going into a system, and the system sucks. We all know that child care system sucks. It's a lot of children in that system that suffer more from abuse than when they out the system.
yep. My sister is a part of it. She works for them. She sure does. Exactly. They
So
got so many cases
why
against
not do
male workers with them girls up there, and
Yeah,
oh
why
man,
not do it as a form of prevention? I'm talking
So listen,
prevention.
this
I'm not,
is I understand the heart of where you guys are coming from because your heart is good and your heart is pure in wanting to prevent these children from being in a situation that they don't deserve. But there's something somehow somewhere inside me that it doesn't sit well with me to trust the government to snatch up these black men or and give them forced vasectomies because they are been supposedly proven that they're not good fathers. Because I don't trust the government to do a good job at really truthfully figuring out who's a good father and who's taking care of their kids. Like you yourself, black men, we've spoken on other panels in
Uh-huh.
which men have been wrongfully accused, put on child support wrongfully, and all this
Uh-huh.
other stuff. The government does not do a good job of this sort of thing. And so I understand the heart of what you are getting at. But to give the government that control to snatch up a black man and force him to have a vasectomy because whatever foolish ass paperwork that they have, which might be right or might be wrong, to give them a vasectomy, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. Now, yes, if I could absolutely, what Miss OG is talking about and what you were talking about, if I could somehow live in this perfect world in which it was proven, documented, and you got the right person and it was fine, but the government does a shitty job. They do a horrible job of this sort of thing. And I'm not going to advocate for snatching up my black brothers and forcing them to have vasectomies because of the history that this government has with how they carry out laws. Now, like I said, keep in mind, I'm not saying that I don't understand the heart of where you guys are coming from. I would support it if I knew that it would be carried out in the way that you guys described it. But in trying to be realistic, I can't support it. For instance, now side note, I know a lot of women that wanted black boys to be, I think, arrested for sagging their pants because this is a side note, right? And I didn't support it and people got on me about it. But why am I about to give this guy a record for some nonsense because I trust the government? I don't trust the government to police us. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't trust the
I
government to police us.
I
So
I
I'm
I
you-
don't I don't I agree,
so that's
Candace.
where
I
that's
don't.
where I
But I
struggle.
but I'm talking. Yeah, I get it. I
I
listen.
struggle.
I I
I
I
hear
do.
you.
I get it, but it's already happening. Is what I'm saying. I just gave you those two examples, Texas, California, and even the one in Pennsylvania. It's happening already, and what they're pushing as far as the deletion of the babies are concerned. But so I'm thinking that part of it is worse than the part that I'm saying. And I'm not saying that it should be forced vaccinations on men or but I'm talking about the women that are already in the system with their children that's already in the system. They have children and all they do is go straight into the system. So I'm saying in cases like that, because it's just mothers that just because they have children don't make them mothers.
I agree.
Fathers, just because they can father a child don't make them fathers.
I agree,
You know what I'm
Miss
saying?
OJ. I
So
agree
I
with you.
get it. And I know what
I'm
you're
right
saying.
there with you.
I believe me, I'm with you on the whole. We can talk about the GOV, like I'm so with you on that. But yeah,
You
but at
know?
some point they're already getting involved, and I think it's going to be a matter of time. I'd rather prevention than the deletion
So
of the
for
way that
me,
they making the laws now.
I believe the prevention lies within our homes. The prevention lies within our personal communities. The prevention lies in us teaching our children and teaching people that are not our children and being mentors, right? And doing whatever you can. That's where I believe the best prevention for our community lies. That's just my personal opinion. Uh, I don't have the answer. This is a very hard question. This is a very black
No,
man.
I agree
Thank
with
you
you.
for bringing this up because this is not as easy as one, two, three. There's
I
lots of
know.
nuances. It's hard, and I
And I
understand the
agree with you,
yeah.
Candace. It definitely starts at home. Everything starts at home. But
Yes,
we know now that, well,
it's not just at
pregnancy,
home.
especially teen pregnancy, it has went down a lot since I believe the 80s and 90s, but it's still happening. And the fact that a lot of the children are the ones that's suffering the repercussions from going into the system because they have mother, and then we see on the
Yes,
news where some of these mothers that have their children are just trifling. They're allowing the men in their lives to to M them and R them, and then they come up missing, and then they come up being
Mhm.
deleted, and they're
Mhm.
right there in the homes with the mothers, and this is happening.
Mhm.
So ways to prevent, because to me, once a mother is in the system for child neglect, child abuse, or anything like that, and she's still allowed to have her children, that's a problem right there in itself, that our government is still allowing these things. And then it comes up later, these children end up being deleted because the mother has allowed, or the mother gets with the father or the stepfather or the boyfriend, and they do it together to the child. So I would rather, you know what I mean, I would rather the prevention of that
Right.
to happen.
And to add to that, in the chat, my guy E Black TV is in there. He said, "Where's the Margaret Sanger quote?" And so you can go back and watch the video. I have several receipts in there. Also, I wanted to add, E Black, that Parent Planhood has said, I think 2 Cents put the link in there. They are taking everything Margaret Sanger away from Parent Planhood. Right? They're taking down her statue in New York. They're taking down her name out of the business, out of the history books of the start of Parent Planhood. Everything that says Margaret Sanger is being removed. So they don't want anything to do with her. They're separating themselves from her completely. Um,
And
yeah,
so
As
what
they
services
should.
do you think they should offer low income people when they do find themselves in this predicament? What services do you think they should offer these women that find themselves with an unwanted pregnancy in which they know that they cannot afford it, they don't have family, they don't have that family network? What's the solution? Because we are not, a lot
The
of us are
cases.
not adopting. A lot of Black people, unfortunately, we don't adopt as often. We don't allow these children into our homes. We don't foster care as much as other people. So what's the answer now? Like, what's the answer? I tried foster care, and I did it for 2 years, and it was eye opening. We can have a conversation about that another time, because you'd
right.
be shocked,
Oh no,
right?
oh yeah, I know, because a lot of people, a lot of these children, when they come to you, they so damaged, they so psychologically, emotionally, physically, and sexually already damaged
But
when
on
they
top of
come
that,
to
they're
you.
dangerous. On top of
Yes,
that,
and
when
some are violent. Yes,
not
that's
not
true.
not just violent, when they grow up in this system, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. Um, and this is not everybody. When you know the rules of the game, for instance, you have a child, a daughter, a woman, or I'm sorry, you have a female foster care child that comes into your home. If they don't like the rules that you set in place, they know automatically, if they've been in the system for any amount of time, they know that all they have to do is say that somebody violated them, right? I'm married. All they have to say is that my husband violated them. And immediately there has to be an investigation, right? They take the child out of there because the child's like, to hell with this. I don't want to stay in this house. I got to go to bed at 9 o'clock and do my homework. Fuck that. I'm going to go someplace else. And, where another foster parent will just collect the check and leave me alone and do what I want. I can smoke. I can do whatever I want. So now here I am trying to set rules and boundaries. And now my husband has to be investigated. He's on record for this type of shit, right? But when all that happened, it was that the child didn't like my rules. These kids, I know people don't think this is true. Okay, I know people do not think this is true. These are the things about foster care as to why people are scared sometimes to allow some of these children into your homes, because I I had to make a rule. Anyone that came to me, every single time, they wouldn't tell you, the social workers, they don't tell you why these kids are in the system. You have to ask. And if I heard anything about any kind of sexual deviance, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it because I had to protect my husband.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that is
So where do
definitely the
these kids
case.
go now?
That is unfortunately, they go back into the system. You're right, because I think that our race of people uh, don't become foster parents or adopt as much as probably should, and that's probably why, because a lot of it is because they're afraid of, they know that a lot of damaged kids
That's
are
right.
in the system and coming to them. But again, I think, like I said, as far as solutions right now, those are the only solid solutions that I can think of is to I rather I'm more apt to say let's look at more on prevention than
Yes.
deletion
Yes.
of our people,
right,
and try to encourage
Yes.
more of our people to even become foster parents and adopt, and if possible get them young while they're babies. That way you would have a lot to do with the raising,
a
rearing, and
lot of
molding
influence.
of that child.
Uh-huh.
Get them as an infant or a toddler or something. But I know it's more older ones there in the system that is needed with homes too. But yeah, definitely do your research, ask questions, get the history of the child and things of that nature, because you're right. The child can just say, somebody touched them, or they can say they've been hit, and it not necessarily
Mhm.
true, but they're psychologically damaged, but they know how to play the game in the system
Mhm.
too, because they've been in the system for a long time. And then
Yeah.
now you and your whole family is being investigated based off of that. So you absolutely correct on that, Candace.
And my grandmother, and I'll say this before we close out, my grandmother is 89 years old, and her and my grandfather bought their dream home, and that house has 5 bedrooms, couple of living rooms. They have 10 acres of land. They're out in the country. Basketball courts, that little tennis court on the side of it. They're real nice, little pool. And my grandfather passed away. And my grandmother, normally, you know how that works. When they've been together for 63 years, I mean, they always feel like the woman's so far behind. I mean, so close to behind him in death. And so what my grandmother did, she changed the narrative, and she became a foster parent. And now she's 89 years old and got a house full of them. I mean, teenagers, infants, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 16-year-olds, house full of them. She transformed all the bedrooms except hers into bunk beds. She got 3 sets of bunk beds in every room. 3 in every room, 3 on one side of the room, 3, so 6. So she could do 6, 12, 15. She can house a whole bunch of them. And
I'm
she have these issues too. And
Yeah.
and she
They
delicately
they're
built.
they're giving homes. They're providing homes to parents that want to just have foster children. They're purchasing the homes for them, depending on how many children they have. Some of them, if you adopt children that have special needs, that's extra. They're providing vans for special need children. They're giving this stuff to foster parents now for children, for parents that want to become foster parents or adopt children that's in the system. So absolutely, Black Man Unfiltered.
Right. And before we get out of here, I want to give Bolo a word. Bolo, I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole thing, Bolo?
On adopting, because
No, on yeah, on the Planned Parenthood. How do we? Candid Ann was asking, what is a solution to slow down or to potentially try to stop all these babies from being born? Because we can't. I think OG Patrice said that she knows a young lady that has 2 kids in the system already, and her mom has the third child, and now she's pregnant again.
that's crazy. Um,
So how do we slow it down from the male perspective and from the female perspective, for we respect ourselves enough not to be having all these babies? How do we stop it? What do you think?
mentorship, mentorship. And what I mean by that is, a lot of the times these youngins don't have they don't have the inside connect to what being a parent is. They just, they want to rush to get old, right? And when they rush to get old, they realize that it wasn't what they thought it was. And this is how these children end up in, foster care and different things of the nature. So mentorship, letting them see what it is to be a grown folk. Like, my daughter just, moved out of the house. And, now she's starting to see what bills are. You know,
Right.
you got to pay that rent. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of that car note. Yeah, daddy is here to back you up when you need it. But now you're no longer under my covering in the aspect of living under my roof. You're out there on your own, making your things happen. That feels good to have the independence. But what they don't learn is the responsibility, right? And being responsible in their accountability. So they need, just because they're 18, 19, 20, it doesn't mean that they're adults, right? The human mind, the human brain doesn't stop fully developing until the age of 28. So a lot of the times, the software don't match the hardware, and I'll give you a breakdown what I mean by that. It's like the software is the information that's put into the child. But if if their brain is not fully developed, then they don't have the hardware to decipher the software that is instituted. So it's not until their brain is fully developed that they can articulate what's being told. How many times have we heard something and then when we become parents, we sit there and go, I now understand.
Mm.
The hardware matches the software. The information is there. The hardware just had to match it. So I think mentorship, being patient, a lot of the times they don't understand, especially with fatherhood, man. And if you don't have patience, you can't be a father. You can't separate the two, right? And especially with motherhood. If you ain't patient, you can't be no mother. And I think that all they see is the after effect. They see the baby, they see the baby shower, they see everybody chilling, but they don't see what goes on behind the scenes to get to that point. And I think that our children need to be, those that are already advanced need to be open to that side of it, to see it. Those that are not, continue let them do anything as a child and let them grow. But those who are already in that aspect and in that zone, they need mentorship, man. A lot of the times these children are freestyling. They're trying to figure it out. They don't know what it is to be a woman. They don't know what it is to be a man because they haven't had that example in their life consistently, a positive role model. So we need to really go back to these neighborhoods and invest into our children.
Wow.
I agree with that because the children at the school that I go to for the reading program, and I read. I go every Tuesday, and a lot of these children are in impoverished neighborhoods, and the school system is not the greatest. And a lot of the children, from just having conversation with them, are foster children. But I when I read to them and have conversation with them just in general, I see hope in their eyes, and so it makes me realize just how bad it is in our culture, in our communities. And I would encourage our people to possibly look more into becoming foster parents if they can, if it's on their hearts to do so, and possibly even adopting. That would help a solution. But I am more for prevention than I am for the deletion of our population. I would rather them it be prevented with the male or female, because we have to realize too, as a community, we do have a lot of degenerates on the male and the female side. There is no way that a woman with 7 kids, 6 of them already in the system, and then she's pregnant with another one, should be continuously to have children, and it be the burden of the state, and it be the burden of the taxpayers. So something is going to have to be done, and the government is already getting involved. I just don't like the way they're getting involved now. I would rather see them get involved with the prevention measures, as I said, i.e. the tubes tied, i.e., for men that would possibly want to have vasectomies. They are of a certain age and they have children, don't want children. Some men don't want children, and they may be in lower incomes and they may not can afford to have the vasectomy. They may not be able to afford it. So when you're talking about these type of programs, i.e., like your Planned Parenthoods, not to say for the depopulation of our culture, but for the prevention of unwanted and children that goes into the system that suffer more, you know, than what's going on now. Because some of these young ladies I see with these kids, I'm sorry, they don't deserve them. I've even told a couple of my nieces, you don't need to have no more kids. I'm sorry, and you ain't with none of the daddies, and you got 3 and 4, and you think that's pretty? No, it ain't. Talking about, I'm the mama and the daddy, all that crap. Ah, please stop it.
Let
And
No.
me
and
add
they're
this.
not and they're not teaching sex education in the schools anymore either. That's
Now,
over.
let me add this to
Been
that.
over.
This is why community and village is so important. This is why that's so important because it goes into what OG Patrice is saying, that that support system. It's not just, because sometimes, as youngins, they might be at odds and with their mom and dad, but they always had that uncle or they always had that know it all in the neighborhood that they can go and talk to. Nowadays, they don't have anyone to talk to. A lot of the times when they're at odds and with their parents, they don't have someone to talk to. So this is why mentorship, this is why the village, this is why, community is so important. Stop waiting for legislation to happen, right? We are the community. So be the change that you want to see in the community. Who knows better what the community needs than we do? Right, so that's so important, and at the same time as prevention, remember we're burning two ends of the candle here. We have to deal with the prevention at the same time dealing with the issues that we have now. So we have to deal with them both at the same time. Because one, you don't want to put all of your manpower towards prevention, like OG Patrice is saying, and then the ones that are going through what they're going through, we lose them to the wayside. So we have to deal with both. So this is why mentorship is so important, because you can have some men and women dealing with those that are about to go through it and some that are already going through it. And this is why we have Testimony Friday, because that information that you guys have is so important. You've made it through. Life is meant to be lived forward, but understood backward. You figured it out. You understand. So now you can take that same information that is so invaluable and bring it back to the community and let them know what's going to happen. Why? Because you went through it already. So you're not talking from a perspective of not understanding, because a lot of the times these youngins say, you guys don't understand what we're going through. So when we can actually sit down one-on-one and let them know, I do understand what you're going through because I was there. I think that that's where the connection is. We need to build that connection, because sometimes they think that we don't understand and we haven't gone through what they've gone through. So it has to be more of a personal connection with these youngins, and not a preachy type of thing where we're judging you in the aspect of condemning. We're judging you in the aspect of love and saying that what you did was wrong because I did the same thing. And I don't want you to have to go through the same hardships that I did, because it's a lot harder now, a lot harder. So
Yeah, there's two things I'd
Absolutely.
like to say right quick, and I'll end with this. If there is, because I can only speak from my perspective to some degree, and if there is a woman out there that is able to listen to this, or that hears my words or any of our words, you know, I would love to either interview or have Black Man interview, or have Miss OG interview when she gets her channel going, because I know she's a wonderful source and very compassionate. Have Bolo interview, or whatever you feel comfortable with. Come to us, come to someone, not even, I don't care who it is, and explain why you have made the choices. And I'm saying this because, as someone that, like I said, was a foster care parent, I don't want people to think that you're only just stupid, right? But to understand the need to want family. And I can't imagine what it would feel like. This is where I'm coming from. I can't imagine what it would feel like to be in somebody else's house, and everyone in the house knows that I'm a foster kid, that these parents in here are not mine, that I'm the outsider. You have you have children rather, that are adopted into a loving family, and they still seek their biological parents, even then they know that they've been in a loving, wonderful parent. Can you imagine what it's like when you're forced into somebody's house? So it's not just yes, people do make stupid mistakes, but I can imagine it's deeper than that. I can imagine that longing to know what it feels like to have a family member is there, and something that we probably don't even understand. And so I hope that if someone is able to listen to this and bring to light some of the hurt, some of the understanding, so we can get a nuance. I don't want people just to think that you're stupid. I want people to understand where you come from. And my second point is a call to action. Wherever you're at and whatever you can contribute. I know Miss OG, she reads to the children. I was able to do the foster care thing for 2 years, and I've also been I've done big, what you call it, big brother, big sister. I've done that. You know, all of us, if you have any capacity, it doesn't mean that you have to put your family in a situation. If you have any capacity to volunteer a little bit of your time, even if you make videos and you show what a positive Black woman, a Black family, a Black husband, a Black man, a positive influence is like, whatever capacity that you have, because speaking from experience, I know it's difficult. It's easy to say to mentor, and I believe in mentorship, but sometimes it's scary. If you're a single woman out here and you're trying to mentor, these kids are strong, and you might be scared. If you can do it, great. If not, if there's anything that you can do, if there's any situation, even if it's your niece, nephew, or someone, somewhere, somehow, that you can contribute back to mentorship, being an example, my call to action is anyone that can hear this, just, do what you can to help make this change. It's not easy, and it's going to take some out of you. It's going to take a little money. It's going to take a little inconvenience, a little aggravation. But if you can do it for a year, 6 months, 2 years, whatever you can, that's all that's all I'll end with, because I don't have the answer. I'm not on here pretending like I'm a sociologist and I have all the answers. I don't, but I do want
I
solutions. So
Candace, I hear your heart as well. And the thing about it in our community that we're gonna have to realize is having these hard conversations is just realizing that it's gonna have to be some hard decisions that's gonna be made. And no matter what decision it looks like for us, a decision is gonna have to be made. And we, and all might not agree with this is whatever the decision is, whether you choosing to go on the more the prevention side as opposed to the deletion side of our children. Either way, a decision is gonna have to pick a side, and it's not gonna be pretty on the either side because somebody's gonna complain about something no matter what. But you're right. I agree. A solution needs to be made more to be able to resolve this issue that's going on in our communities with for me it's the deletion.
Uh,
If it's not the R word or the M word and someone becomes impregnated, I'm all for the prevention measures of it.
so,
But see, beauty,
so
the beauty in
okay, go ahead.
beauty, as this will be my last thing, the beauty in what we're dealing with now is because you have so many different people that come from so many different backgrounds, you're gonna find a solution that will fit you. You just have to look. You just have to keep your ear, to the ground, because OG Patrice is gonna come a different way, Candid Ann is gonna come a different way, Black man's gonna come a different way, and I'm gonna come a different way. And the beauty is you're not just gonna have to do it one way. There's so many different routes that you can take that you're going to see that someone is going to be able to help. You just have to be patient and just hear. Just be patient.
Yeah, and this is the last thing I'll say too. We also talked about um, in order and not to get other children, not to incentivize and stop the incentives. So because now some women think that if I get pregnant, the government gonna help me take care of my baby. I can get free food, I can get food stamps, I can get housing, I can get all this stuff just because I have a baby. And the more I have, the more they're gonna give me. Oh, give me another baby. Because I know women right now during this pandemic that have gotten $5,000, $6,000 in food stamps. I know them because I'm in the community. $5,000 in food stamps. They go into the store, and on their receipts, it $4,300 left, $3,300 left. I think the incentives, I hate to say this because so many people are in need, but the incentives, I think, drive the people that don't that use the system to manipulate the system. I think they drive the system. They're the ones that. So yeah, I think if you take the incentives away, more people would be more responsible. Because
Yeah,
the
and
woman
and
want to
let's
have a whole bunch of kids and she can't get no food stamp, no house, and no government assistance.
and Black man, already the government has cut the limit off anyway. No matter how many children a woman have, they only paying for three.
And
That's it.
then, oh yeah, and then during
So
tax
so if
time,
if so if that's the case and they already getting involved with that part of it, why not? If you're gonna make that limit of three, make the limit of three for these women that are using this system or their children are in the system. Say, no more. So after you have this baby, this is gonna be a law that we're gonna put into place for you to get your tubes tied because you just gonna keep having babies because she's still in her 20s and 30s already with three kids and one on the way.
yeah.
Like we got to do something about it. And then you're not taking care of any of them. They all going, you're having them and they're going into the system. That's the problem.
Absolutely. And I think, like I said again, those incentives, man, listen, if I'm telling you, it'll be a lot of penis and vagina discipline if they knew. Can you imagine getting pregnant and knowing there's no help for you? There's no food stamps, no housing, no nothing. These women will be out here, you got to marry me, you got a job. Hell no, they not going to be giving up nothing if they're not getting nothing, especially the ones that are using babies for the system. They're not, yeah. So you cut them incentives. That I think that'll be part of the a solution too. But
I
anyway,
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
So thank you guys, man. Bolo, thank you for coming. Canada, and thank you for coming up. OG Patrice, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate you guys' perspectives. So thank you so much. And thank everybody that's in the chat. Thank everybody that came through. Now I got one more guy that wants to say something that just came through with the Bahamas in the background. Lord have mercy. If y'all don't know Mr. Real Estate, Mr. Real Estate's in the building. Mr. Real Estate, go ahead, man. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give Mr. Real Estate 3 minutes because I was just closing out, but I want to be respectful to my brother. So my brother, Mr. Real Estate, came in. So Mr. Real Estate, go ahead and say your piece before I end the show, bro. You're muted. You're muted. No, I can't hear you. You can go out and come back in. I'll wait for you. But yeah, so as we're waiting on him to come back, let's look at the comments here. The food assistance was from the Department of Education transferred by the government since the kids were working from home. In some cities and school states, the school system usually receives the funding. Thank you, Black Men Unfiltered Panama. This chatter was an eye opener. Thank you. I do my best. I try to get as much as I can out to you guys. But since schools were closed, parents received it. All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Mandrell said, "Don't end the show. This is awesome." Black man, no doubt. All right, let's see here. Brittany B got something for you, Bolo. Bolo, she said, "What's up?" Cole Swan said it was given to parents of free and reduced lunch children. All right. Thank you, guys. Mr. Real Estate is back in the building. All right, go ahead, man. You got your 3 minutes. You got the floor, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. I apologize for coming so tardy. And really, Black Men Unfiltered, if you can just give me a quick synopsis of some of the dark things that you guys were talking about Planned Parenthood, because I know kind of surface level about Margaret Thinger and the things that she is quoted saying and who she's quoted saying that to. But is there maybe anything else that you guys shed a light on?
No. You're all over it. We were talking about some of the things that she said. I showed some pictures of her at Klan rallies, doing speeches at Klan rallies. I said some of the things she said about Black people being weeds that need to be exterminated. So we talked about a lot of things that I've written down the list of what she said. So you're all over it. You're driving down the right road there, brother.
And also, Mr. Real Estate, I just kind of reiterated of how a lot of, these organizations and people come into our communities by infiltration, right? Like they are known to befriend us, give us the cookie, the dangling carrot, the shiny object, and we go, woo! They are offering some good things, not knowing only to the detriment of our communities. And that's what Margaret Singer and the Planned Parenthood stood for. I remember from the 70s, the 80s, and 90s when they were protesting and marching in front of a lot of those organizations, as they are now. So yeah, that was just my take on her, the history that I know of her.
They'll give you free condoms. If your dick start itching, they'll give you a shot to fix it, but they also gonna kill a whole lot of Black babies, unfortunately. So yeah, that organization is route with evil intent. And actually, I would like to draw a parallel, if it hasn't already been drawn, between that organization and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because they've been doing very similar things with the jabs that they've been administering through different African countries. I'm not sure if any of you are aware of that.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yes. Also, you can tie it to Susan G. Komen as well. Susan G. Komen.
Wait, no, Susan G. Komen, breast cancer awareness organization.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. A percentage of everything she collects for the cancer research goes to Planned Parenthood. A huge percentage of it.
A lot of times they all are somehow connected.
Follow the money. Follow the money. Mhm.
Mr.
Well,
Real
hey.
Estate, see, we're gonna start some Mr. Real Estate. I'll try to listen. Come here, go ahead, finish your 3 minutes, bro. You
No,
supposed to
no,
start?
no, no. I appreciate you guys catching me up to speed. I've got my own stream. I'm about to hop on. We about to react to some videos of Tariq Nasheed going after some Africans. So I I appreciate you
Man,
guys
that
for making
war,
the effort.
yeah, that war is crazy. What's going on with him and that? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
He
I'm
told
gonna
the
tune
girl,
in
"You
because I
smell
want
like
to see
cheetah
that.
pee."
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in. I want to see that. So, Adrian, you got anything you want to say, sweetheart, before we leave? You want to get your 2 minutes in?
I have so many things to say, Black Man Unfiltered.
Okay, so hold on. So how about
So
we do
we
this?
so I don't know, you might need to do another stream for
I
me.
will. I will.
Because, and I'm just gonna give a little short synopsis,
hmm
because my personal experience with Planned Parenthood was very similar to Candid Ann's personal experience.
hmm
So I'll say that. And I'll also say that while I was receiving a similar type of personal experience as Candid Ann was, I was also deep off into women's studies in undergrad and deep off into African American studies in undergrad.
hmm
So while I'm getting these Planned Parenthood services, I am also learning about the horrible history of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, and her homegirls. So I understand the history, um, the eugenics movement, what went on there, but I found that the services for me as a younger woman were very much needed, and quite frankly, they were very much appreciated. And I'll
Absolutely.
just leave it there.
Thank you so much for coming on. And Mandrea wants to come over to your channel, Mr. Real Estate. It's just Mr. Real Estate, right?
Yeah, it's just Mr. Real Estate, one word, capital M, capital R for real, and capital E for estate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mandrell. Yeah, he's about to go over and do his show, man. I'm about to get back into work. So I'll tune in. I'll be listening. And if I can get a little break in between, I'll actually try to come up and because we had a good conversation about this Celestials. We got to, you know what? I'm gonna do that one day because people gonna think we're weird and people gonna think I'm weird for doing a show like that. But we're gonna do it, bro. We're gonna do it. I promise. And I'm gonna have you on because I know you all over it too. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being on Canada. And again, OG Patrice, Adrian, Mr. Real Estate, Bolo. Make sure you guys go ahead and get on these channels. Mr. Real Estate has his channel. You see his name right here. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel, Mr. Bolo TV. He has a great channel as well. Candid Ann has a great channel if you want to go check her out. So just get on with these people, and because these are good intellectual people in our community, and we want to keep the drive going and keep talking. So thank you guys so much for being here again, and I appreciate you dearly. And again, guys, this has been an honor to have you guys on here. Bolo, I didn't even know you were coming through, man. I'm so happy to have you here, bro.
No, I was. You came. I tuned in a little late, and I apologize for that. But
Oh
once you
no,
could,
you're fine. You're fine.
let me
As
come.
long as you came through, man, I appreciate you. But
I
again,
love
guys,
Candid Ann speak. I love hearing her talk. And
man,
OG.
Canada Ann will talk you into anything. Listen, let me say this, and I'm gonna go. Canada Ann, I'll be like, Canada Ann, listen, if I was married to her, I would put a duct tape over my eyes, in my ears. I don't even want to hear or see her. So Canada Ann, we're not buying the car. So we really not buying the car today? You really not gonna buy the car? Black man unfiltered. You're not
See
gonna
how y'all
do it?
do me? Y'all do me dirty, boy.
There
I
it
see
is.
how y'all do
There's
me.
her
Y'all do me
voice.
dirty.
And then,
There it
you know,
is.
she makes it sound so eloquent. Everything that I do for you every day and every way and every how.
I would
You're
pay
not gonna,
her to
man.
cuss at me. Come on, her voice is
Well,
so
Candid
sweet.
Ann, you already hear the men talking, and you got that magic voice. All you got to do is put the voice on and get what you want.
I would pay you to degrade me, say mean
Oh
things
my
about me,
god.
Canada. No, I'm messing
Y'all
with
giving
you.
me ideas for channels. I might have to create a new channel.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
Canada, he said he
Wait,
will pay you to degrade him. Can you
wait,
imagine that, Mr. Real Estate?
Candid Ann,
I
talk
won't want
dirty
to
to
degrade
me
no
after
black man.
night. Talk dirty to me after midnight, right?
You know what would be funny though, Mr. Real Estate? If you did do it, Mr. Real Estate. You know bitch, I love you so much.
No, Mr. Real Estate. I really want that property, Mr. Real Estate.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I'm getting tickled already. Oh boy. Well, I think the seller is willing to come down on the listing price a little bit.
Oh my God, Bolo! See what you started, Bolo? We weren't even
Oh
going to talk
Lord.
about that. You started it,
Don't
but
don't
man,
put it on me, baby. Don't put
hey,
it
man,
on me. I
man,
just
but ooh, can you imagine Canada? In? I think she can get away. I think she can. I think she can get away with talking to God. That hey, God, I know you created me, but I must only one me. All right, can I have my wings now? Thank you. I'm look. I'm just. It's just man. She's just amazing, bro. I'm telling you, man. Her voice. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something about her voice. She can talk you. Oh, we.
You know what I think it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Candidan, but I believe you're from the Bronx, so you have that Bronx accent, but it's the sweetest we've ever heard it. It's the
Yeah.
most eloquent we've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Thank you. My family is from the Caribbean, and so I think maybe a little bit is a bit of a Caribbean accent. My family is from Barbados, as well as yes, I was born in Manhattan and I grew up in the Bronx, and my family is from the Caribbean. So I guess it's a mixture of everything all together. But
Mhm.
thank you. I ain't coming back to this pound, man. Y'all do me dirty, boy. Y'all do me
No.
dirty. But thank you guys. I
But Candid,
appreciate that. It helps.
it's
It's
nice
love.
dirty. It's a nice
Oh
nasty. It's
yes.
a nice dirty.
Absolutely. It's all love, and you guys have helped me a little bit with my self-confidence to just basically try to speak better and to be more, just to help me a little bit. So I thank you. It's all appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? If I ever, I know you're a nurse. If I ever got into, God forbid, an accident and lost my leg or lost my arm, and I woke up in the hospital, I would want you to be the one to tell me that I lost it. Hey, I just want you to know that you lost both legs, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Candid Ann is here. I
Yeah.
mean, it would just, you would just feel better about it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but the funny thing is, I mean, even though I know you're ending and I know you're going back to work. The funny thing is about this is that like I've been working a lot on effective communication and the way that we speak to one another, not just the words that we say, but the tone, how we come off. It's all important because I'm trying my best and I'm not always successful to have difficult conversations. Like this was a hard conversation to have. And if I came out here um I don't know, all crazy and stuff like that, I don't know if you'd be able to hear me. So sometimes I work on this in order to have the conversation,
Okay.
and it's just something that I'm trying to do. Like I said, it might not be effective for everybody. And I've been made fun of for speaking in this so-called highfalutin like I'm better than I've been made fun of, and that's okay. That's okay
Oh,
because I
that's
can't
crazy.
change how my voice is,
Mm.
right? But at the end of the day, I try to do this so that we can have these difficult conversations with respect. So, when it comes off eloquent and all that stuff, it's because I'm making an effort, not because I won't curse your fucking ass out at the end of the day, right? Because that sits within me also.
Go
Just to be
ahead.
realistic, that sits within me
Down,
also.
the boogie down comes out after
Yeah,
that.
it
She
can. So
bringing
I
you
I
the
make an
boogie
effort.
down.
That's right. I make an effort to do so, not because I'm soft or I'm but I make an effort just so we can have a conversation and move forward, not because I'm trying to be anything else other than myself. But my voice is my voice.
Mhm.
But I
Right.
thank you guys. I take it all in love, and I thank you guys for it because it's helped me. It's given me self confidence, and I'm gonna take whatever it is and try to use it to the best that I can. So I thank you
Mhm.
guys for it.
And the last comment I want to make about your voice, because I know that me and you also spoke on my stream about, you eventually maybe doing a channel and things of that nature. You are very blessed in the sense that not every content creator can do this, but you have such a magnetizing voice and just presence in general that you don't have to do like us and worry about backgrounds and backdrops and all that stuff. You can be one of those YouTubers who don't even cam up and just straight up do it podcast style, and
You
people
think
would
so?
still eat it. Yeah, people would
Oh
still
my,
eat
Absolutely.
it up. Mhm.
Candace, with the nice, sexy, slow music behind oh my
Oh
God, girl.
shit.
Yes.
You don't
Put
need
that
no green
music on
screen. You don't need no camera. You don't need none of that. All you need is a decent mic. Make
and
sure we
that
can hear that
music
voice. Hmm.
and that
Oh, okay.
low, sexy music put behind you, and you will allure them.
Thank you. I think you're the second within 2 days. You're the second person that said that to me, and I always thought that you had to be cammed up because that adds to the visualization and all this other
No,
stuff.
if you
And
don't cam up, that
so,
adds to the mystique.
oh, okay,
Exactly. They
oh,
will
okay,
be intrigued.
oh, okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
not
There we
everyone
go.
has the
Wow.
voice that you
Okay.
do. So for us
So you know
men
what?
or for women who don't have that voice, they can't get away with not camming up. But for you, you can get away with it.
Hey,
Much
Candy
appre I
Dan,
gotta send you a cash
Wait,
app, Mr. Real Estate. I appreciate that.
wait a minute.
Candy Dan, here
Candace,
you go.
Thank
Here you
TR,
go.
you.
TR Baby 23 said,
Say something, Candy.
don't get pregnant virtually.
Hey,
Oh man, you guys are fun.
Black Man Unfiltered will impregnate you virtually because he was on my channel talking to Adrian Nash, saying some sweet things about ooh wee. I remember that stream.
all right, here you go, Candy. Do something for the channel. I want to hear you. You ready? Go. Black Man Unfiltered.
Oh, you want me to repeat what I said to you the other day?
Yeah,
I
go
know
ahead.
that's what you want, isn't it? That's what you really want, isn't it? You want me to repeat what I told you the other day?
Yes.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Black Man Unfiltered is in the motherfucking house. I love a big black man. I love a big black man. There you go. There.
You need to flip that up and make that your intro, brother. That needs to be your intro.
Dude, I swear, bro. Oh my God, bro.
Candidate, I
Oh my
want you
God.
to go on Fiverr and make an account. Black Men Unfiltered will book you for a job.
Yes.
Let me
Hey, you
stop
know what?
clowning before I end up needing a
dude.
divorce attorney. Let me move on.
Well, thank you guys so much, Canada.
Don't get you an OnlyFan page and rack up like the rest of them.
I know.
Because this
You know
nursing
what?
thing ain't doing nothing. I might have to. Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I saw a girl on OnlyFans that was talking to Kevin Samuels, and she told Kevin, she showed him receipts. She said she's making $1,500 to $2,000 a day on OnlyFans.
I'll never go on there, but I think there's other.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's great for her, but I'll never go on there.
Not everyone on OnlyFans is doing sexually explicit content. You
Right.
can create OnlyFans where men pay you hundreds of dollars to degrade them. I worked with a woman.
What?
When I
Wait,
hold
what?
on, time out. When
Speaking
I
in the
was a
stream, this is
realtor,
a whole.
when I was a realtor, I
This
worked
thing
with a
went
woman.
left real fast.
I worked with a woman who used to work as a sex phone operator, and she said men would pay her to use different voices, use different accents, and to just say the wildest shit to them. So there is a market for that. There is women who are farting in a jar and selling the jar. So come on now.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
heard about
God.
that story. Yeah,
Yeah, Candy, you missing
$300.
out on some money, Candy.
I might be. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. I'm gonna have to replay and with my notebook and do this again so I can find this
Yeah.
where the cash at.
Because you may get a guy on your stream that has one eye, one leg, and he wants you to degrade him. And you just get on there, you one-eyed bastard. You one-legged motherfucker.
I cannot.
This is crazy.
Y'all should have never let Mr.
gonna-
Real Estate on the show.
No, because you started
Y'all
it.
should have just ended it.
Man, again, man, thank you guys so much, bro. I'm about to die over here, man. OG Patrice. OG Patrice, you got to call me when this over. I got something to tell you anyway.
Okay, all right, I'll call you.
All right, man. So, hey, guys, again, thank you guys
Take
for
care,
being
you
here today,
guys.
man. I appreciate you guys. And, I got to get it together. And this has been Black Man Unfiltered with Unfiltered News today. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, whoa, wait.
What?
Because I didn't do it. I know Jeannie's going to get on me. Guys, listen. Do something nice for someone today. If you don't have, listen, if you see somebody that's struggling with their groceries, can't pay for their grocery, can't pay for gas, can't do anything, just find somebody to do something nice for today. And if you can't find anybody to do anything nice for and you shut in, self-care is the best care. Do something nice for yourself. All right?
Amen.
This has been Black Man Unfiltered with Unfiltered News. I'll see y'all later. Peace.